Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. I hope you will be fine, healthy, and safe at home. This is our third lecture of week 2 in research methodology. In this lecture, we will definitely discuss research problem. We will talk about and we will try to answer the question: what is the research problem, how to identify, and what are the characteristics, and many other requirements which are necessary and important in terms of identification of research problem in the field of research methodology. Before going to next lecture, we will definitely talk about a little bit about it, what we have done in the previous lecture, what was the thing we have discussed, and from where we will now move on in our lecture. Just one thing when I want to clear to you people that each lecture is based on 2 lectures per week, because if you just go back to your uh, university classes, so there you have 2 classes but per week for every subject. But here we are trying to take one class which is based on all those 2 lectures, and for this purpose I try to make it easy for you people, and I make each week 2 classes represented as a one, and every class related with the each week, which is based on 2 classes over there. So week 3, if we taking it in the usual way of classes, it will be week 3, and we will have a class number 5 and 6, but it is class 6 because we every week we have one class that is based on 2 classes, or 2 slots in a week. Now what we have done in the previous lecture, we talk about different approaches to the knowledge. We discussed what are the things which are important, and we people keep in mind when they are going to research any area, and the foremost important thing is authority. A well-known scholar, a well-known name in each and every field can help us to identify something in that field. Then we talk about custom and tradition. Whatever the tradition and custom is available, so definitely we can reach to certain meanings and that custom and tradition. Then sometime we are also taking personal experiences as a source for the knowledge to apply and define different areas, though that is not considered very much valid and reliable in the field of research, but still people used to go for this. We have discussed uh, inductive and deductive reasoning. How could we reach to those things, and what are the basic difference between these two things? We also talk about scientific inquiry. That what is the difference between a scientific inquiry and an inquiry which is based on personal emotion and feeling and experiences. We also just explained logical steps of scientific method, and at the last of the lecture we differentiate between a theory and hypothesis, how they are similar in nature and how are they different, and that thing. That is why now we are quickly moving towards what we are moving towards the concept of research problem. Now what will be there in this lecture, what are the things we are going to cover in this lecture. So definitely we will talk and define what is research problem, and we will also explain what are the prerequisite precautions when we are going to identify a problem. uh, we will also explain different elements which are required for the analysis of problem. How will you analyze different problems, such problem in the field of research? We will definitely discuss a little bit orientation in related literature, like how well we make it clarify that this area is just left from the research. So definitely we need to go for different types of related literature in that field, and specifically that area in which we are going to discuss and those things. Along with these, we will talk about source of data and method, that what type of data we can collect and we can keep in mind when we are deciding a research problem, and then what will be the method or the requirements for selection or rejection of any such problem to make it feasible, to make it researchable or acceptable in the field of research. So we will also explore different types of data and methods. We will also talk about the problems which are available in this definition, and we will clarify that how to state a problem in a most reliable manner in the field of research methodology. We will also discuss how to delimit a research problem, how to make it specific, and save it in terms of research orientation. And besides these, we will talk about how to evaluate and analyze the feasibility, reliability, and validity of a research problem in our own areas. So, from definition and identification and different types of precautions, we will describe different elements, and then how can we make a research problem according to the literature available in the field, and then we will move towards the data and method used for the purpose in different types of research problems, and what are the ways we can define it, what are the basic requirements when we want to define it, what are the characteristics of this thing that need to be defined and explained. We will also try to clarify and stating a problem. We will explain how to delimit, make it more specific, and then how to analyze it and evaluate uh, the suitability of research problem in the field of research methodology. Then now the objectives of this lecture are uh, after this lecture, student will be able to define and understand research problem. Definitely, it will provide you a chance to understand what is this problem and how is it different than different types of statements which are available in the field of research. You will be able to know and identify the research problem. So this lecture will provide you how to differentiate between a research problem and a non-research problem or non-research thesis statement over there. You will also be able to understand, explore, and analyze the problem into elements, different types of elements which are required when we are deciding or we are selecting or choosing a different types of research problem or specific research problem in our own area of research. It will also provide a chance to know the ways how to delimit a research problem in the field of research. And at last, at the end, we will talk about how to evaluate different types of problems. So, this lecture will provide students at least certain concepts which are very much relevant and important in the field of research, specifically related to research problem, research statement, thesis statement to be selected for future research or the project. So, from the definition, identification, knowledge, exploration, analysis, elements, delimitations, and evaluation, we will be able to understand, if not all the components of research problem in the field of research, but at least 80% and 70% areas will be clear. Now, for more explanation and more learning, you people as a student need to go for the books and study different types of books and material for the clarification of these ideas. This was the end of video clip number 1, week 3, lecture 3, in subject research methodology for MA English Uni, in which we will talk about research problem and different types of ways to identify, explore, analyze, limit, and evaluate research problem in the field of research. over here.